G'day, welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel, and welcome to Ryloth, home of the Twi'leks, for another Bad Batch Rewind review. Today, I'm talking about the 11th episode of Season 1, Devil's Deal. First things first, when I talk about an episode, I talk in spoiler terms. There's the warning. I know that Season 1's a year old, but I'd rather be on the safe side. Devil's Deal was directed by Brad Rao and Stuart Lee. This is the first of a fun pair of episodes that I really enjoy, set on the Twilight homeworld of Ryloth. The first time I saw the series, I was happy to see Ryloth and happy to see Hera, but I didn't understand why this episode belonged in the Bad Batch. It's only after watching Rescue on Ryloth, which I'll discuss in more detail on Wednesday, that I saw that this episode was absolutely essential in setting the scene for that episode. And Rescue on Ryloth is so important in the growth of Omega's character and her relationship with the other members of the Batch, making this pair of episodes absolutely integral to the Batch's story. Devil's Deal continues the theme of showing the transition from Republic to Empire. The opening scene is very similar to what we saw in Common Ground. The Imperial occupation is rolling out all over the galaxy. The big difference here is that unlike the courageous Avi Singh that we saw on Raxus, Senator Orn Freetar fully supports the Empire, and the Resistance hero Cham Syndulla, who would have been expected to push back against the excesses of the Empire, begrudgingly accepts peace, even at the cost of some freedoms. He struggles with that, but at this point, at the start of the episode, he honestly believed that that Devil's Deal is what is best for Ryloth. Very early on, we see that at least one Syndulla is not blindly accepting what the Empire is selling. We see a young Hera Syndulla, long before she becomes a pilot, joins the rebellion, and becomes the de facto mum figure to the Ghost crew. She's a young child at this point, and she's coaxed into the Resistance by her uncle Gobi, no doubt with the intention of drawing her dad, General Syndulla, back into the fight. Early in the episode, a unit of clones catches her in a restricted area. In this episode we meet, hopefully not for the last time, the first Reg we've seen who's retained at least some of his personality and free will post-Order 66. Captain Hauser brings Hera back to Cham and offers to keep it off the book. To date, we've only seen Captain Hauser in these two Ryloth episodes, but I hope somehow he manages to pop up again. We do see that both Admiral Rampart and Crosshair are on Ryloth. Nothing happens right away, but we know who they are, and it adds to the tension. Gobi lures Hera into coming with him on an arms supply, read smuggling, run by offering to teach her to fly. Crosshair puts a tracker on the ship. This is the only point of the episode where we actually see the Bad Batch. Omega and Hera, being the only children present for the exchange, bond almost immediately, especially over Hera's love of flying. On the way back, the smugglers get ambushed by Crosshair and other Imperial forces, and this is where all hell starts to break loose. Hera is imprisoned, along with the other Resistance fighters. Admiral Rampart lets the Resistance scout escape to make sure that Cham knows that the Imperials have his daughter. Cham knows that Orn Freetar will never let his daughter have a fair trial, if she gets a trial at all. So, once again, he's pulled into the Resistance movement, and this time, not against the Confederacy of Independent Systems, but against the Galactic Empire. Cham and his wife Alani lead the rescue effort. They ambush the transport, free Hera and the other Resistance fighters, but Cham is framed. In his anger, he pulls a blaster on Orn Freetar, but he doesn't shoot. Crosshair shoots Senator Tar from the shadows. Admiral Rampart then frames Cham for the act, and Imperial reinforcements that were hiding nearby take all the Resistance members, including Cham, into custody, with one exception. Hera manages to escape, which sets up the next episode. On Wednesday, we rejoin Hera and the Batch for the other half of the Ryloth arc, Rescue on Ryloth. In the meantime, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and feel free to have a chat with me about the Bad Batch and your expectations for Season 2 in the comments. This is the Nerdy Dad, signing off.